passenger door, you have to take out this plastic protection first. Make sure you have all these clips in order. After making the door protection, we have to take out this T30, but first remove the sticker, T20, something short and skinny. You have to put it inside to reach that hole. I look with the flashlight, it's more visible. T20, a long one like this that goes into the hole. So you'll need 12 full rotations, and while you rotate it, you keep the handle pulled with your hand on the other side, okay? So after exactly 12 rotations, not more not less, you have to use this to take out the lock. This. And it should come out. It's out. So here you have to see exactly where is this, and then when you put it back, to remember to put it in the same place. So in my case, I can count 3 or 4, and I'll put it in the same place. Now you can pry it out with a flat screwdriver or this. So very important here, look at me how I do. I do like this, strong, no rush. You can see some space here, and then you do it like this. Slow out. And it's out. So remember, like this, and then like this. This T20, it's a bit more round, around 1.3 centimeter, very fat. So I'm gonna start taking out the screws from here, and also from the interior. And this I'm gonna keep them on, to keep the door skin on. So what I suggest, put them separate, like interior side, exterior side, and bottom. So here we have 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna take them off. Now I'm gonna take out the door latch, and then I forgot to lift the window up, so there's only a tiny rubber here, which I'm gonna take it out. This is the screw that we did the 12 rotation. The latch, which looks okay. Don't lose this rubber. But to do that, you need to use the M6 screw to unscrew the latch. So first we need to remove this connector from here. We need to take care of this. It's not easy, see? Then you rotate, and then you take it out. So as you could see, this little plastic thing was out in my case. So I think maybe this was the problem, or I took it out by mistake when I opened the latch, I don't know. But I just put it back, and it's a little bit of force here to be placed. And now finally we have access to the little motors inside. Now remember that the 2 little motors will have moving parts here and here, so they are in one place, this and this. We have to remember next time where this was and this position, so if we move them, put them in the same position to match the holes, and also be in that interval, not too far away, and because they have more space to move than this allows, so we have to know exactly where it is now. I'm gonna take off now. Just remember how it's put. So you take it up like this and you put it in the same position, okay? To expose this micro switch and also this, we have to test them first. Now we take the multimeter, we put it on the diode to see the continuity, and we put on the plus and minus of this micro switch here. So it's okay. When I unpress it, it doesn't beep because it doesn't make the circuit. Let's see the next one. Now let's see the other one. I'm lucky because this white thing is not pushing on this, so I can push manually to test. If it's in this position, you have to move it a little bit and then test. So I put on these two. So I have continuity. Now let's see if we have continuity in the motor. So we leave on the diode and we see this motor first. We have. So we have to see continuity in the motor in the both positions. Probably here is a problem with this motor. Let's see later. So it cannot be so dependent of these cables, these two parts. I have to remove this micro switch to get them separated together. So here we need to put a little bit of pressure here on this plastic to get out the micro switch. So something like this. Here on this side actually. This is the soft one. Push it in outwards and with your thumb, with your pointer, push up. Finally, no more dependency on these two parts. Now I'm gonna try to take this PCB out to have more space. To come out. Yes. Something interesting to notice is that I found this little plastic piece here somewhere. So I just realized it's from here because when I press the red thing that you find it between the lock rubber on the door, see when I press it, it's hitting the air here, this part. So it's hitting strong, so I think this was breaking from the impact and this is not full anymore. But it shouldn't cause a problem because it's just a small broken part. It should look like this one. This is the normal look, but this, it seems that it's broken a little bit. I don't think it's causing any problem. It's not broken too bad. I mean, I'm not sure what's the purpose of this. If in any case you get this little plastic out, remember it's from the edge of this motor, which is gonna spin here like this. So it's gonna be like this with a hole there. Now here there's not much to do, but if you want you can start to do continuity test. You follow these circuits to see if everything works okay, but really not much to do. You can test the micro switches again. Now another thing where we can test the continuity is of this micro switch. So we go on these two cables that are here. So let's try to use one hand for measuring. Yeah, I hear something. Oh my god, I think I found the problem. So this thing has to move, the motor has to move this thing in order to action this thing, this plastic. See, you hear the click? The micro switch here has to be pressed in order to work, and depressed. And look how hard it is for me to move this thing apart. It's not so easy. If I did manually by hand here also, it's not so easy. See, it's not working. So I have to wiggle it a little bit, and then it will work. Like this, is not going back. It's very hard to push back. Why? Because this, it feels like it's stuck a little bit. The motor doesn't work always correctly as it should do. So what I'm gonna do, I think, see, from this maximum position I cannot get it back so easy. Either it's from the motor, either it's from these plastics here, but I think it's the motor's fault. It has some wiggle here. So I think I'm gonna grease it a little bit here and hopefully it will work. But because I think it's the motor, it cannot push from the maximum position down smoothly. Sometimes it doesn't push. So if it doesn't push, it means that this plastic doesn't move, right? So now it's clicked. Did you hear the micro switch click? But back to unclick the micro switch, not so easy. See, I have to push some, make some force. But this force is done by my hand, not by the motor. So I think this is the problem, this motor here. See, I have to, when it's maximum here, I have to wiggle a bit the motor and then I can bring it back to unclick the switch. Time for a replacement, I think. Okay, but theoretically this motor will move, will have some force, so it will click the micro switch here, unclick, click, unclick. So when we press the key fob for unlocking the door, this one, the motor should move like this, freely. But when I move it here with the hand, I don't feel it's moving smoothly inside here. So something is inside the motor, 100%. Now this video of mounting back is going to be long, but better long than sorry. So you remember that the order that we unmount, and we sorted here the screws. This is the torque stand that we had access finally to remove from here, so I'm going to put it back here. So very careful when mounting it back. This leg has to be outside, okay, in order so you can match the holes here, have some clearance here, see, over the leg, then match again the hole, and then in the end this too has to be back clipped in. But first let's check if all the screws are there, so we don't clip it in until the screws are there. Looks good. So far so good. Something is holding it back. In order to place back in, you also have to put this red leg behind, so this pushes here, okay? Match the hole here, and then here it's a clip, a plastic clip that goes inside, and here is on, and press evenly, okay? And now we're gonna use the smallest torques that we had and place it back here. Remember the golden look like torques that we had it here. Now put it back. T10 or 15, I don't remember. I have to remember where we took this from and in which position. So this was closed, locked, let's say. That little thing, it was in here. I don't know why, because it should be here, I suppose, right? But it was like this. Maybe that was my problem, I don't know. And something like this in that hole, like this. I put the round in the hole and I have to push strong here. Maybe I help myself with some screwdriver, flat side, but better use the force of the hand. Click, it's back in. See, so now I suppose, I don't know. After installing this little spring here, careful, this, even if it looks it should be inside here, no, it's outside. So after this we're gonna put the torques on this side with the red thing, tuk tuk tuk, the small torques, if you remember, these little screws here. Now that we install the torques, we open this smoothly, then we put this little fellow here like this, then like this, then we can close it back. And now we can install the door latch back into the door. Just double check, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't see it, now you see it, 7. The big one, the golden one is here. The other two ones, or one I think. No, this one is here, and the other hidden is somewhere there. All the torque screws that we need.